about 4:30 in the morning. Mike and I drove all night to get here. We're at our lease. We're in West Central Illinois. This is a property where I missed doe ear last year, and Dan Schaefer took a nice 10-point buck. Mike and I are running on 0 hours of sleep. We packed the truck up. We left at 11 o'clock, 4:30 in the morning. Here we are. So I'm tired, but I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Opening weekend in Illinois, so we'll wait for all year. So let's get to it. I'm cold and I'm tired. And it's only our first sit of the year. It's only like 45, 48 degrees, which is pretty freaking cold for this time of year. I'm not ready for this yet. I definitely didn't dress appropriately for this morning, so we get about 2.5 hours. We saw 1 deer, heard 3 deer, no shooting, no squirrels, not even a squirrel. So we're gonna pull our set down, back to the truck, then we're gonna hike up the hill to the north, set up some stands for tonight, then we're gonna back out of here, find some food, get some sleep. We just finished hanging this set on top of this hillside that's covered with oak trees and acorns. The deer are pounding these acorns. They are in here hard. There are rubs all over the place. You can see this one behind me. There are rubs just like this one, literally littered all over the top of this ridge top. So we set 2 stands about 20, 30 yards right on top of the ridge. I think this is a really good spot. Saturday afternoon hunt. Mike and I wanted to get out in the woods early, but we'd been up for like 36 straight hours. We were tired, decided to take a nap. We got out in the woods about 3 o'clock. We really wanted to be in our stands by this time, but we had to make the best of it. So we're sneaking up to the top of this hill, and we just hung our sets about 3 hours earlier. And what do we see? 2 does feeding in the acorns. We stopped for a minute, and we're like, man, what should we do? Should we get down and wait and see if they come down by us? Should we try to stalk up on them? And I was like, you know what? I want to get to my tree stand, so I'm just going to try to stalk up on these deer, and if they end up blowing out of there, big deal. So I started walking up the hill. Surprisingly, we had a path going up the hill that didn't have any leaves on it, so I was perfectly silent going up this hill. These does had absolutely no idea we were there, and as fate would have it, I got about 35 yards from the doe that I wanted to shoot, and she crested the hill right before I could take those last couple steps and get a shot at her. She went onto the neighbor's property, down over the hillside, which, I really at the time thought was a blessing. Yeah, I would have liked to get a shot at her, but it was nice to be able to sneak into our stands, not bump any deer out, get up there and get settled in for our evening hunt. Saturday evening, we got into our stands. We didn't spook any deer. We had a perfect wind direction. Man, we thought for sure we were going to see some deer and something with antlers on its head. Lo and behold, we didn't see anything, not a single deer the entire evening, so it was a bust, I have to admit. Mike and I sat there for almost 4 hours, didn't see a single deer, but we were determined to get back in there the next morning and see if that stand was going to produce. Sunday morning, Mike and I got up at 4 a.m. in order to get into our stands early before these deer came back off the agricultural fields to bed. Our plan worked. We got into our stands super early. We didn't spook any deer. And for the first hour and a half, man, we thought it was going to be a bust. We didn't see a single deer for the first hour and a half. But let me tell you, right about 8 o'clock, it was like someone just flipped a switch and these deer just came out of nowhere. I think over the course of that morning, we ended up seeing almost 20 different deer, most of which were does. We did see a couple bucks we didn't get any footage of, but these does came right in front of our tree stand. Mike was hunting. I was behind the camera this morning, and as fate would have it, Mike was lucky enough to harvest a doe 2 weeks ago in Wisconsin. He's not looking to shoot another doe. So these deer came right in front of us. I mean, they were 15 yards, 20 yards, 25 yards, facing both directions, looking at us, looking away, had no idea we were there. Gave Mike every opportunity to shoot these deer in the world, and believe me, I was whispering in his ear, dude, shoot one of these deer. I wanted to get some footage for the site, but Mike just didn't want to shoot one of these does, so we were able to pass up on him. We had an awesome morning, saw a ton of deer, and another stroke of luck, we had 3 turkeys walk by us. well within bow range, perfect camera light, perfect camera angle, but Mike didn't buy a turkey tag. For some reason, he just forgot to buy a turkey tag. I've got one in my pocket, burning a hole, waiting for an opportunity like that on film, which doesn't happen a lot. And sure enough, I'm behind the camera, so we had to let him pass.
We had numerous shot opportunities, but I just elected to pass. I was looking for something with antlers. This is clearly a good spot for the rut. We're gonna back out of here and probably hit it up next weekend as well in the morning, and definitely gonna be a good area for bucks to come through, cruising for some does. Tune in next week and hopefully we'll have a good deer on the ground for you.
It was an awesome morning. We saw a lot of deer. We're looking forward to getting back in there next weekend to see if we can't get one of these deer down on film. This time I'm going to have a bow in my hand. We'll see if I can get one.